Okay, I think our guest is here. Okay. Everybody say good morning. You can wave to La Purisima Mission.
I'm sorry, Mrs. McCracken, just one moment. My class, just 2 seconds ago, thumbs up if you could see Mrs. McCracken. I don't see any of my scholars. All I'm seeing is icons. Screen should be on. Okay, so thumbs up if just 1 minute ago you could see Mrs. McCracken. Yeah? Please remember our rule that we're all sitting up, all the way up, sitting up, just like you were in your class. Okay? Brayden, please sit up, honey.
Okay, George, please sit up.
Okay.
Good morning, Mr. Parker.
Good morning. How are you?
We're fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm excited for today.
Yes, we are too.
Miss McCracken, it keeps on going like back and forth.
It's probably from the little noises because each time somebody talks, it will highlight that person. So wait till our presentation starts and it should be okay.
All right. And then let me know whenever you're ready to get started, too.
We are ready when you are.
All right. That sounds good. We'll get started. And if more friends join us later, that is cool, too. All right, everyone. So my name's Parker. I'm very excited to be able to share with you this really amazing spot that I am at today. It's a pretty special place. Now, do you all know where I'm at today? Maybe. I don't know. Well, I see thumbs, a couple friends saying thumbs down. Well, I am at a mission. I'm at a California mission. That's where I'm at right now. I'm in California. I'm at a California State Park. If you see my patch right here. And I am at a mission. I'm at my favorite mission in California. I've been to all the missions. And that mission is La Purisima mission. Now, La Purisima is one of the missions in California. Okay, so we're going to do some thinking together, all right? So I want you to think about how many missions are in California. Well, yeah?
We might have to guess at this one.
All right. Let's see. Oh, okay, I see someone typing in 9. Maybe there's 9 missions. Oh, 5 missions. Possibly. 100 missions. I don't know.
21.
Oh, I see someone said 21, and I heard 21 as well. Oh, I see another 21. And if you said 21 missions, you got it right. There are 21 missions in California. Awesome job. Okay, now it's gonna get a little harder. What number mission is La Purisima? What do you think? Ooh, number 5. Ooh, 10. I don't know. 27. 11. Ooh, I see a couple other friends saying 11. Well, 101? I don't know. Well, what if I told you that La Purisima is the 11th mission in California? We're mission number 11. And we were founded a really long time ago on December 8th, 1787. That's the founding day for our mission. And we're going to go see what life was like at a California mission 200 years ago. We'll go see some of the workshops. We'll see the church, because religion was one of the main reasons why these missions were here. These missions, I like to say, were here for 3 reasons. Okay, so the first one is Spain wanted land. And they did that by colonizing California and establishing these places we call missions. Okay, now that's the first reason. The second reason is Spain wanted money and they wanted wealth. So they had industries that they established here. And today we're going to see the largest industry that La Purisima mission had, which will be pretty exciting. And then the third reason, as I mentioned, is religion. They wanted to spread their religion throughout the world. So that's why we have these missions here in the first place, just like La Purisima mission. And so, okay, I have another question for you guys. Who lived here at these missions? I want you to think about that for a second. Who do you think, who lived here? I'm not too quite sure. Well, here at the missions, we have a couple different groups of people. We have the Spanish people, because of course it was Spain's idea to establish these missions in California. All right, so we have these missions, and then we also had the Native Americans. They lived here at the missions. They are the most important group of people here. Now, this was their land before anyone else came here and established these missions. So that's something that I want to make sure that you guys are aware of, that this was someone else's land these missions were established on, the Native Americans. And in our area, we have the Chumash people, and they once lived here at La Purisima mission. We had about 900 Chumash people who lived here at the mission. All right, so those are the 2 groups of people here. So I'm sure you're probably wondering, like, where is the mission? Okay, well, here is the mission. All right, are you ready? Here we go. This is the mission. Right in front of us, right here. This is our mission, Mission La Purisima. This is one of our buildings. We have some other buildings that are hidden behind these trees over this way. And we're going to go see those missions, part of these missions today, these buildings that we have here. Okay. And then behind me, I actually have our fountain. This is our fountain right here. This is where back in mission times, you could go to get fresh, clean drinking water right here. So this is at the center of our mission garden, our fountain is. Now I want you to think to yourselves, do you go and get water from fountains like this today? Well, I know I don't go to fountains like this, but at the missions, this is where they got their water. Yep, I know today we get water from filters, we maybe get it from a faucet or from water bottles. Those are all places we get water, but at the missions, they didn't have any of those. So they had to come to a community place like this to get water. Yeah, right here. Okay. And it was clean too. They cleaned it using rocks and gravel. They had a gravel filter that cleaned their water. All right. So what do you say? Should we go see the mission?
Yes,
all right.
Definitely.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and we're going to go take a stroll, and we're going to go up here and let's go see this mission up close. I know, we got to see what makes these places an important part of California's history. All right. So here is our mission. Wow, look at this place. This is our residence building right here. It's probably about a 300 to 400 foot long building. And then we have another one down here. Another couple 100-foot building right here, about 400 feet long. And we have another building on the far end, which is our church. but this is our mission right here. And we're going to walk along this pathway right here. Okay. Well, this path right here, it reminds me of something. Today, this is like a trail here at our mission, but 200 years ago, this was once the highway that connected all 21 missions in California. This is El Camino Real. This used to connect all the missions. This is the highway. And so here at the missions, they wanted to travel. They needed to travel to connect these missions, kind of like how we have highways today. And so right here, this is our highway. We call that El Camino Real. So El Camino Real is our highway. All right. So this is pretty cool. It's pretty special too, because this is one of the few places you can go to walk on an original piece of this historic highway that we have here in California. All right. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn off of our highway and we're going to go up inside of our mission building. All right. Here it is. Here's our building. Wow, look at this place. Oh, and we have a door here. Well, let's go ahead. We're going to go inside. Here it is. Okay, well, let's go inside. Oh, wait. Our door, it's locked. Oh, that reminds me. Well, like you all are at your houses right now watching me here at the mission. Our mission is closed. So this here is our mission, and it's closed because people in our area, just like in your area, they're staying home too. So I brought something special with me today so we can go inside of our mission. I brought these right here. These here, these are my keys. And these are what we call skeleton keys. Now, I want you to think to yourself, do these keys look like the keys that we have today? Well, no, right? They look way different than what our keys look like today. Let's see. This is our mission key rings. They're a lot bigger. And here's my key ring that I have right here. This is my key ring. So you can see the size difference, right? This one's a lot bigger than this one is. And even if we look at the keys, right? So I got one of my keys here. We're going to compare that. Look at the size. And look at the fronts. This is way bigger. So these are our keys at the mission that we use. We call these skeleton keys, and they would have been made by the mission blacksmith, who was someone who made things out of metal. He is a very important person at our mission. Okay, so here's our door. So this part that you see right here, this is called our lock. It's also made from metal and would have been made from our expert craftsmen like the blacksmith. But what we have to do is we have to do this right here. And so it's kind of like a puzzle. We have to match which key goes in there. So when we look at the shapes, I know based on the shape that this one right here will fit in the door because the shape of the key matches. So what we're going to do is we're going to open it up. When we open it up, what we do is we turn it clockwise, the same way as a clock, to open up our door. Did you see it? It turned, and then we can open up our door. All right, so let's go ahead. We're going to go inside. Now, we're going to take a look around this room and see why this was a very important part of the history here at our mission. Okay. Huh.
How are you guys doing over here? Okay.
Good.
Great job with your comments.
I
Thank
can't
you very
really
much.
see.
So this here, right? This is where we make things from leather. This is our leather shop. Look, we make things like this. Our saddles to ride horses. And then we have shoes that we made at the mission, and ropes and things, other things for horses. We even have buckets that we made here. And we get all of these things from an animal that they raised at the mission. We get that from the cattle. Yep, cows, that's where we get leather from. But first, before they would get the leather, they had to get something from the cows. Now let me grab what they got from the cows really fast. Oh, here it is. Okay, right here. This is our hide. This is our skin from a cow. Now listen as I knock on this. Pretty sturdy, and look how big it is. It's pretty big. It's almost as tall as I am, and look, you can even see it goes all the way down to the ground, and it's really, really wide. Yep, it is. And so this here, this is our skin, our hide from a cow, and this hide represents our trade item that our mission had, our #1 trade item. This was like money, and they called this the California dollar, because they just used it like money. So it was just so valuable, and it was the #1 trade item for our mission. So remember that, because that is a very important feature of our mission, the cow hides being the trade items. Now, in order to get leather, right, because we still use leather today, we still use cows, it's not as big of an industry as it was in mission times. We have to do a process called tanning. Yep, we have to tan the hides. And so how we do that is we take those hides, because they're really hard, right? And leather's really soft. We take those, we have these big vats outside, away from the mission though. We put in water, and we take bark from an oak tree, oak bark, and we mix it in this mixture. Are you ready to see this mixture? It looks kind of gross, but here it is. I have it in a jar. This is that oak bark mixture. So you can see the oak bark in there, and you can see the water too. And what that has in it has a very special chemical called tannin.
Mr. Parker,
Yeah.
can I interrupt just a moment?
Yes.
I want to talk to our students about the chat.
Yes.
I think there are some unnecessary comments in the chat, and it needs to stop. If you have a question for Mr. Parker, that would be a very appropriate thing to put in the chat. Or if you, if Mr. Parker is asking a question and you want to answer it, that is also appropriate for the chat. But all these extra comments are not appropriate. You need to be focused on what he is presenting to you and not focused on the chat. If you keep going, then I will remove you from the presentation, and you will be asked to not come back for the presentation. And I don't want to have to do that to anybody. Mr. Heerman or Mrs. Gallo or Mrs. Salmon, do you want to add to that in any way?
Yes, I would like to add that all students should be sitting in front of the camera. So Emily, I do need you to sit in front of the camera. This is a field trip. Okay, we should all be paying attention and showing courtesy and respect. And Caden, there are no more comments. Next comment, I'm going to remove anyone from my class who's doing any inappropriate talking.
And friends, I would like to add, I know that there are some people that might be distracting you. And you might be asking them to stop or say quiet game 4 3 2 1. That is not helping either. You need to not comment and just let it be, and the teachers will be on top of it. But if you're asking people to stop, or you're doing unhappy faces, or you're suggesting we play the quiet game, you're adding to the conversation, and that's not the point. Okay?
And Lily, that is an inappropriate comment. Okay, we're not talking about anyone's birthday or balloons. Caden, we wish you a happy birthday, and I hope you have a great day. But now you need to remove that topic from the conversation so we can focus on our field trip. Thank you.
All right. Of course, of course, of course. All right, everyone. Yep, so they had to tan those hides, and they even had to do something else with their cattle. All right? I got this thing right here. This is a cattle brand. And people always ask me, they're like, hey, Parker, what does the brand look like for your mission? Well, as a matter of fact, this is what my brand looks like. Look, it's a big circle with a line with a small circle. That's our brand. So any cattle that our mission had would be marked with this right here. This is it. So this is our cattle brand for our mission. Because remember, it's known as the pottery shop. So this is pottery. Pottery is a very important job at the mission. We have to have pottery in order to have a number of different things. Okay, so I have a couple of those things. And let's see, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to grab the first thing at the mission that we made in the pottery shop. And I want you to think about where they could use this. Okay, here's my first thing. Wow, this is a bowl. And this is something they could have used for cooking at the mission, right? And so if you like making things out of clay, you could work here in the pottery shop at La Purisima. And so pottery is very important. They make it out of clay. They gather the clay from the riverbeds here. They just find deposits of it and they just take it up, and that's how they could make it. So we have like bowls and plates and cups. Okay, but then we're going to jump back to things they built the mission with. Are you ready? Oh, this here, this is the roof. Look how big our roof tile is. It's almost as long as my arm. They weigh probably about 15 to 25 pounds, these roof tiles do. And so these are them right here. And so this is what they would make their roofs out of. It helped the water fall off the roof and helped fireproof the mission roofs as well. And so these are our clay roof tiles. So they are pretty big and a very important resource that they had to make here at the mission. And they would make those using a form. So I actually have one of the forms right here. So this is it. So we would just lay our clay on top of this and shape it to get our roof tile. And this would be a job by generally the women and the girls at the mission. They could have mainly did the job of pottery. Okay, now I do have another thing we made in a pottery shop, and it's right here. This is it. It's pretty big. It's pretty thick as well. This is our tile. I want you to think to yourself, do I have tile at my house? Well, I don't have tile anymore at my house, but I used to, but my tile wasn't this thick like this. So this is our mission tiles. This is what's on the floor tiles. They made that from clay. Okay, now I have one other thing they made from clay as well. Let's see. It's this right here. I wonder what it could be. I don't know. Well, if you these are pipes. This is how they brought water to the mission. Do you have pipes in your house that are like this? Have big pipes like this. Mine are thinner, and some of them are made from plastic, and others are made from copper. So these are the pipes. These are made from copper. I have one that's a little bit bigger than this one, right? This one's a little bit smaller, and there's a lock. They just lock together, so it just locks, and that's how they make the pipes. They just would lock them together, And so that's how they brought water to the mission, through pipes just like this. It would have came to our fountain that we saw at the beginning of our adventure. Now, okay, so I want you to think, what color is this? What color is it? Well, if you said it was red, you got it right. This is like a red color, reddish color. And so we have our red roof tiles, our red floor tiles, our red clay pipes. But when we get this clay, it's not normally red, because they would get it from like the riverbeds or other areas where you can find clay. We have a lot of it. Yeah, and it's brown. It's like a grayish, brownish color. And so what they would do is they would fire it in their kiln. And let's go ahead and let's go see our kiln, which is right next door. So we're going to walk out our front door that we walked in, and we're going to go see that kiln where they fired the clay tiles, all the things out of clay at the mission. Okay, so we're going to go just right over here. And this is our kiln at the mission. So how it works is they would put a fire down in the bottom. Now, like the kids at the mission, the children, they would put fires in here, and that would help keep this going all night long and all throughout the day. This had to be very, very hot in order to fire their pottery. And right now, we have some of our roof tiles in here. So the roof tiles are in there, and we have them stacked. And when we fire them, they turn this red color. All right, you guys ready for a science lesson? I bet you didn't know we were going to do science today. So there's a chemical reaction that happens because there's something in here, a compound we call iron oxide, and that's what turns it to this red color. So now you know, if you have red roof tiles at your house or you have red tile floors, those probably were fired in a kiln just like this. And so these, and that's because of the iron oxide that's in there that turns it. It's a reaction that occurs. So that's how our tiles turn red. And our adobe bricks, right? Those are made from clay. But those bricks, we dry in the sun, so they don't turn red. But if I were to put an adobe brick, if I were to put that in a kiln, it would turn red. I've actually done that before, where I've tried it out to see if it would work. And we took a piece of adobe and it will turn to that clay color, that red color. So that's a little bit about our pottery shop. Another very important resource the missions needed to build the roofs, just like what's on our residence building, just like our adobe bricks. All right, well, we're going to continue down this way, and we're going to go see maybe 2 other places I have in store for you all at our mission today. Right.
Mr. Parker,
Yes,
do you have time for another question?
of course.
Okay, Belinda.
I have a question. How did they put the adobe bricks on the roof?
That is a good question, right? Because if we look up, so I'm right down here, and if we look way up, you can see how tall our mission building is, right? So they had, kind of like how we have scaffolding, we have ladders and pieces of wood going up buildings that we build today. They had that at the mission. So, but they had a hand carry all of their bricks and all and put it up there. And even the pieces of wood that are in the roofs as well, they had to do the same thing. And then once they got up there on the roof, then they could start putting down the tiles on it, and they would have to ladders to get up on the roof. Because if we look up here, let's see, if we look up, you can see how we have the pieces of wood up there with the tiles on top. So they would just have to jump between the pieces of wood to place the tiles. Isn't that a very interesting job?
Yes.
I know. All right. Cool.
Viviana, do you have a question? I guess not. Does anybody else have a question right now? Okay, I think we're okay.
All right. That sounds good. Okay, well, so I'm at La Purisima mission today, right? But this is the second La Purisima mission that they built. The first mission, it wasn't built right here. It was built about 4 miles away. Now, if we look across the way, I'm going to turn my camera around here. Here we are. If you look across the way, kind of like where my finger is right there, that is where the first mission was established. And that was destroyed by something. Can you guess what could have destroyed that mission? I'll give you a hint. It was a natural disaster that occurs in California. Okay, I see lots of friends saying fire. Ooh, fire and earthquake. Oh, a flood. Oh, tornado. Oh, a fire. Well, what if I told you that it was an earthquake? An earthquake destroyed the first mission. That earthquake happened in the year 1812. So almost over 200 years ago. And after that earthquake, they rebuilt it here. So this mission's only been here since about 1813. So that's when they started to rebuild it. And it took them 7 years to rebuild this mission. So quite a long time. And then I made it to this part of the mission. One of my favorite parts. This is our church building. So I was thinking it would be neat to go take a peek inside of the church, because remember, that was our third reason why these missions were here, was to teach about religion.
Mr. Parker, can you take a question?
Yes, of course.
Okay, Victoria.
Would everybody in the town live in the mission?
Oh, that is a very good question. So our mission, it was really big. It was about 300,000 acres, which was just a lot of land. And so this you could think of was the city center right here. But then of the city, they had different places elsewhere. They had ranchos, which are ranches. So they had like Rancho San Julian, which was a part of this mission. They had Rancho Los Alamos, Rancho Guadalupe. They had about 20 ranchos that were a part of this mission, where they had like adobe houses, and people would live out there and they would take care of the animals or the crops that they were growing there. So not everyone, not all 900 people lived right here at the mission. There were a lot of people who lived away from the mission. So great question.
Can I ask another question from one of my students?
Of course.
Awesome, thank you. My student Nicholas would like to know, did Father Sarah help design these or build these or both? What was Father Sarah's involvement?
Yes, that is a great question. Well, Father Sarah is the one who established the first 9 missions in California. Now, what number was La Purisima again? It was the 11th mission, right? So he didn't come here to La Purisima mission when it was built, but he had an idea to build La Purisima mission earlier. So he came up with the idea. But at the time, people in California and the government and the church, they were fighting. They had lots of fights and arguments. So that made it, they had to wait a couple years until they could officially build the mission. But by then, Father Sarah passed away. So he didn't found this mission or have a really important role in it. Yeah. All right.
Okay, Jaden, do you have a question?
Yes. What was your favorite mission that you ever done?
Oh, okay. So my favorite mission is La Purisima mission. I've been to every single mission in California, and this is my favorite. Yep, I like it because other missions that I've been to, they're in the city. But look at here. I'm in a state park. I'm out in nature. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So that's one of the reasons why I like this. Plus, this is the most fully restored mission in California. It's almost exactly how it was back in mission times, which is very cool. So that's another reason why this is my favorite mission. All right.
Mr. Parker, who founded Mission La Purisima? Who was the padre who founded it?
Yes, our mission was founded by Father Lasuen. He founded our mission, and he was friends with Father Sarah. He founded some other missions with him, but this is founded by Father Lasuen. Our father who lived here, though, he lived here for about 20 years. His name's Father Payeras.
Thank you.
Yes. Well, speaking of our fathers, would you like to see the church? Yeah?
Yes,
All right. Well,
absolutely.
let's see. I have this door open. Let's see. I got it open here. And let's go inside and we'll go see where these fathers, these priests, where they did their church services. Okay. Here we go. All right. Isn't this cool? This is the church at La Purisima Mission. And so you moved here 200 years ago. This is where you would go to church. And you would go to church 3 times a day. You would go once in the morning, once in the middle of the day, and once in the evening time. But this is where you would go to church. And when you came to church, you would sit on the ground, on the tile floor. Hey, there's our tiles right there, our tile floors. And then the elders, they could sit on the benches right here. That's where the elders would sit, on the benches. All right. And then up here in front, this is the altar right here. And so that's the front of our church. That's where they would do their mass and all. One thing that I wanted to point out is that's our statue. That's Mary. Whoever the mission's dedicated to, they're always in the center of the church, of the altar. Now, we call our mission La Purisima Mission, but as a matter of fact, that's not the official name of our mission. The official name, the name that our mission was founded as, was La Misión de la Purísima Concepción de María Santísima. Wow, isn't that crazy? Well, first off, that's in Spanish, and what that means is it means the mission of the Immaculate Conception of the Most Holy Mary. That's our mission's name. And that's because our mission's named after Mary. Each mission's named after a different saint. And they would teach about those saints and through their artwork and through their statues that we have in here. I know, and it is a very long name, isn't it? You can see our artwork in here. We have our large painting here is about 400 years old. So it's pretty old. And our other painting's about 100 to 150 years old. So those are some of our artifacts we have that make our mission pretty special. But yeah, that's a little bit about our church. They didn't have a school or anything here. You'd go to church, school at the church. That was like it. And so, one other thing I just remembered I didn't mention is, so this is a real church, right? This is a real church. We're at a mission. We're in a church. But we don't use it for church services anymore. The only time we use it for church services is one day a year, which is on our founding day. On December 8th, we have church out here at noon. And that's because we're a California state park. And so since we're owned by the state park, we don't have mass out here like some other missions do in California. All right. So with that, would you all like to see one last place at the mission?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's go ahead and let's go see that one last place. Okay, I'm going to walk this way. And we're going to go out of our church here, but this is our church. Now, as you can tell, La Purisima Mission's a really big place. There's just so much to see here and so much to explore that we could spend the entire day here and we would still not have the chance to see everything. All right, let's see. We just have to close our door really fast, and then we're gonna head down this way. All right, now I want you guys to have your eyes peeled. See if you can see anything spectacular. I don't know. Wait, I see this pink tower. Do you all see this pink tower?
Yes.
Huh.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Well, what could this pink tower be? Wait a second. The bell tower? Wow, how cool. That is our bell tower at the mission. That's incredible. And bells were used to communicate with people at the mission. It told them what time of day it was, when to go to work, when to go to church, and even if there was danger. Those are all reasons that they would ring the bell. Okay, well, I'm going to go inside of here. And this is my favorite lock at the mission. I love this shape. And I even like the shape of the key. I'll show you that shape. Here it is. Isn't that a cool shape? So that must have been fun to make that key. All right. So this lock's a little bit hard. It's a little bit tricky. I've been having trouble with it. Okay, but let's go inside here. Huh. Wait a second. Do you all see this staircase over here? Do you see that?
It leads to the bell.
No way. You think it leads to the bell? Are you guys sure it leads to the bell? I don't know. Well, let's go ahead. Let's go up this staircase. I don't believe you. Let's see. Well, we'll go up here. Whew, this is pretty tall. It's about 2 stories tall, this staircase is. Wow, I don't see anything yet. Are you sure there's bells up here?
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, do you see any bells yet? No? No bells?
Yes, I do. I'm back of you.
You see a bell? Where?
I'm back of you.
Behind me?
Yeah.
Behind you.
No. Really? Okay, wait.
Told you.
Yeah.
Whoa, how cool. There is our mission bell. Wow. That is so cool. Yep, this is my mission bell here at the mission. Wow, it's a good thing you all came with me today. I probably would have missed it. You can see how big it is, right? It's bigger than my head and my hat. It's made from a special kind of metal. We call that bronze. Yep, it is called bronze. Okay, and so it came from a place. We're going to see, because we should have 2 bells, I think, right? Well, let's see. Here we go. Here's our bell. It came from a place called Lima, Peru. That's the city of bells where this bell was made. And it was made by someone by the name of MV. His name's Manuel Vargas. And if I look to the side, you can see 18. And then there's a number on the side, which is 1817. And that's how old this bell is. This bell is 200 years old.
Oh my.
Isn't it cool? Now, I don't know about you guys, but should we like ring the bell?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, please.
Sure, I don't know.
All right, well, okay. So, all right, we're going to go ahead. We'll ring the bell. It's going to be a little loud, all right? And so, be prepared. If you have your volume on really loud, you might want to turn it down just a tiny bit.
I can't see.
But here we go. What we're going to do is I'm going to pull this rope. I'm going to pull it back, and I have this clapper here. This is also made from bronze, and I'm going to pull it back, and it's going to make a loud sound. So, here we go. Ready?
I can't see you.
All right, well, let's see. Make sure you have the little pin drop, and then I will appear.
That's what I did and it doesn't work.
All right, well, here we go. Are you ready?
That's loud.
Hey, how was it?
It was epic.
Oh, epic.
It was awesome.
It was loud, wasn't it? Oh, so
It's so
cool.
loud.
It was so loud. You could imagine, though, guys, this was heard from a couple miles away. They had to communicate with people here. So that is how they did it. They did it through the bells. My favorite place here at the mission. So I thought that was a great way to, our great last stop for us to see today. All right. So with that, does anyone have any last minute questions? We could take a couple questions.
I do.
Victoria, go ahead.
Were there children there? And if there were, what did the children do in the mission?
That is a good question. So the children would have to go to work like their parents did. They didn't go to schools like you all do. They had to go to church too. The children, they would have like scared away the animals, or they'd have helped tend to the fires, or they would have helped with the weaving or the pottery at the mission, and even making the adobe bricks. Those are some of the jobs that they had to do.
Does anybody else have a question?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it so quiet?
Okay, Kaden, you have a question? Go ahead, Kaden. Unmute your mic.
Wait, why did they let the kids like put the fire?
I know, right? Doesn't that seem kind of dangerous?
Yeah.
But that's what they did back in mission times. They just had a different way of life than we do today. And they did things differently than how we do it. And they believed in different things. So that's mainly why they had that. And it was about like survival too here at the missions, because they needed to do certain jobs and they needed certain things to get done, because they wanted these missions to be successful and for people to survive at these missions. So that's another reason why they had people doing all sorts of jobs.
Okay, any final questions before we say goodbye? Mr. Parker, you are an amazing field trip guide and park ranger. We really appreciate all the wonderful things you shared with us today.
Yes, of course. Thank you all so much for joining me. It's been really fun. It's a pretty cool place, and I hope when we all get to go back out and do things, that you come and visit us here at the mission.
That would be so great. I've been there myself with my children. It's my favorite mission because it was just so wonderful to visit. So, yeah. Thank you so much.
All right, of course. Well, thank you all. All right. Well,
Okay,
we'll
everybody,
see
thank
you.
you.
Bye, everyone.
Mr. Parker. That was awesome.
Bye.
Good day. Stay healthy.
Stay healthy.